What's up, everybody? Synicalenigma coming back at you once again with another video. Today's topic is going to be, when was the last time you had an awesome, an epic video game night? Well, we're here to talk about that right now. Stay tuned.
Closed captioning sponsored in part by...
Now you can get the power with your own Power Rangers gloves with built-in Karate Shop sound effects. Just squeeze the button, turn on the TV projector lamp, and shine it anywhere to summon other Rangers. Touch your wrist and the gloves sing. Get the Power Ranger Room Defender, a motion detector that scares off the bad guys.
Stand back! This room is protected by the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers!
Thus saving the world!
Saban's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers gloves, TV projector lamp, and room defender sold separately from Happiness Express.
Jingle bells, Santa smells, Christmas really stunk. I got nothing that I like, my gifts were all just junk.
Boxes full of clothes,
CDs no one knows. When I wanted something for my Nintendo 64. Zelda's great, Turok 2, South Park would be fine. How about Rogue Squadron? That game should be mine.
Make up for a lame Christmas. Get the hits you missed on N64.
Mom and Dad, I'm so sad.
Welcome back, everybody. First and foremost, I'd like to say before I move along with this video is that I am kind of sick. I've been sick for the past couple of days. So if my voice is a little raspy or a little deep sounding, that's the reason why. But moving on, I want to get into my last best gaming day was. Well, a couple of them, I'm going to share that with you guys. A couple of moments that I had. I would love to hear what your guys' best video game nights that you've had with your buddies. Leave a comment down in the comment section below, or even do a video response and tag me in it, or leave it on my Facebook page. I would really love to watch your guys' response to this. This is basically a response video to Johnny Millennium's video game night video. He recently posted about a week ago or half a week ago or something like that, something of the sort, where he talked about actually playing a Sega Master System game, Phantasy Star, on the Switch, that was re-released on the Switch. And that kind of inspired me to do this as well. So thanks, Johnny Millennium. This is a video response to you as well. So I want to start off with talking about the N64 and my introduction to it. I was unfortunate not to have both the PS1 and the N64 back in the mid to late 90s. We only had the PS1, and to be honest with you, I wouldn't have it any other way. I wouldn't change it. The reason being is because when I was younger, I used to look at video games like, oh, well, this is fun. I want to see how many points I can get, or how many levels I can beat until I can't beat anymore, or whatever, such and so forth. Like my favorite Nintendo NES game of all time, Air Fortress. It has about 8 to 9 different levels. I can never get past the 4th fortress. I'm still trying to this day. I'm not going to use any cheat codes. But one of these days I will beat the game. It's a long time coming, but, But then Resident Evil came out for the PS1. And I want to say I was about 7 years old when I first laid my eyes on it. My second oldest brother. I have about I have 8 brothers and 1 sister total. Well, 7 brothers and 1 sister total, including myself, which would make it 8. 8 of us. Anyway, Chad, my second oldest brother, he bought the PS1 along with Resident Evil. And when he lived in the basement too, so it was dark and cold. So when I actually got to go down there and watch him play it, and I seen it for the first time, and I seen that intro where it says July 1998. And then all of a sudden you see that black and white video coming in, and then you hear the voice, Alpha Team has been situated in Northwest Raccoon City. And it's like, as soon as I heard that, and it's like, it caught my attention, like I want to know more about what's going on. Then it says there was reports of victims being attacked by a group of about 10 people. Victims were apparently eaten. And it's like, whoa, what the hell's going on? This is pretty cool. And of course, it showed the cutscene, look, Chris, and then it shows the fucking field, and it shows the characters, and then, like, it was a live-action video game almost, and I'm like, oh my god, this is the greatest thing that I've ever seen. And so, like, I don't know, it's just the first Resident Evil. This is the reason why Resident Evil will always be my favorite #1 video game of all time for any console. It doesn't matter. It's the first video game that caught my attention to actually have a good story to it. The one that I actually paid attention to. So, pretty much, that's the reason why I would never change, having an N64 over a PS1. Now, moving on from that, I had a friend who I had to beg to stay the night. It was mine and my brother's friend. And I finally got my parents to agree to it, to say yes. Excuse me. So, when I finally told him he could come over and stay the night, I did not expect him to bring his N64. N64, this is the one that my dad bought back in 2003 when we were in Nevada, and it does not work. I took it apart, cleaned it, did what I could. It still won't work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and find a plain Jane N64, take the insides of that, replace it with this, because I'd rather have the transparent Fire N64 working. Moving on, I did not expect him to bring his N64 over, let alone with a certain game that we're going to be talking about. And oh my god, like when he came over, he showed me, and I was like, ew, that's an N64, that's awesome. Then he pulled this out. And, hours and hours and hours of fun with Smash Brothers. Oh my god, I cannot tell you. From the time he came over until about 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, so that was probably about 8 hours. Yeah, we did nothing but play Smash Brothers. It was me, Tom, brother, I think it was our brother Josh, and our buddy Chris that stayed the night. So we took turns playing the story mode, and then we all had the controllers, play 4-player battle versus mode, and hours and hours of fun. I mean, that's the way it was back in the 90s. Like, you got these kids who don't want to do nothing but play online, but this was an experience. Having your friend come over, stay the night, having a console with 4 controller ports, 4-player screen on the same screen, and just fucking letting it all out, letting it all loose, and it was just hours and hours of fun. It's what got me into the N64. Excuse me. And I eventually asked my parents for one, but of course, they said no. I didn't have the greatest childhood. But anyway, I ended up eventually, my dad ended up getting one in 2002, and when we were living in Nevada. But, yeah, that's pretty much the story of my best gaming night ever was with the N64. I want to say that was around 1998 or 1999, and that's one of the gaming moments that I will never, ever forget, that will always stay with me. So that pretty much does it for this video. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys respond to this. Can't wait to hear from you. Again, this has been Cynical Enigma saying keeping it retro, 90s style, signing out.